Taeyong stopped in fear. Are you kidding? They said in fear. Yes, I was kidding. Let's go now, he said seriously, to which they nodded his head and walked with him. They had to stop. The whole garden was sparkled with lights. All the trees, big and small, were decorated with lights. Suddenly flowers started falling on Taeyong. He looked up at the flowers in surprise. Hun and Jiho climbed on the rooftop. They were raining flowers on him. They were surprised to see Jungkook, who was holding his hand to his chest, and look at him in black suit with a soft smile on his lips. He looked very handsome. Happy birthday to you. They was more shocked than surprised. He smiled standing far away. Taeyong was sitting low and taking a rose from Taehee's hand. They was meeting everyone, but today there was a big smile on their lips. They was fighting with everyone while holding Taehee in his hand. Why do you all wish me so late? They stood far away and saw his Jungkook. He was standing next to Grandpa with his hand folded on his chest. He was talking to him, but his eyes were on Taeyong. Happy birthday. As soon as Rumi said this, he hugged her and smiled. Hun was also standing with him, who had taken Taehee from Jungkook's hand and lifted up himself. Rumi smiled and looked at Hun, who had passed by without a smile. Rumi's heart was beating so hard that his smile on her lips had gone away. They took a deep breath and shook Rumi's shoulder. The birthday song was playing in the entire garden. Quite good arrangement had been made for the food. After all, it was Jungkook's wife's birthday. He couldn't surprise it like that, right? After the song were over, everyone brought him to the cake. They cut the cake and fed it to everyone. First Grandpa, then his dad, and then he came in front of Jungkook. Who was looking at Tae with great interest. He had bought a small piece of cake in Jungkook's lips with a shy smile. When he held his hand with the cake and fed it to Taeyong, I don't like too much sweetness. He spoke in a serious tone, making his heart beat fast. All the adults, including the children, were looking at the pair, which seems made for each other. Please feed us too, Jiho said. Jiho had called out, on which he was shocked and moved toward all of them. After the cake, everyone was fed. They smiled and was rather surprised. There was meat dishes in the menu. They turned to Jungkook in surprise. In response, he nodded his head. Anything for Taeyong. They smiled, understanding the meaning of his eyes. Rumi was sitting in the corner. They saw her and looked at Hun, who was also sitting quietly on the chair. Mama, is Auntie sad? What happened to them? They asked, shaking her hand. No, she's not sad. She's just getting married. So, she's a little sad. They smiled and said to Taehee, who had nodded her head wisely. What will happen after 2 days ago? They started thinking and started looking for Jungkook, who was no longer seen during the party. Where did he go? They looked around in surprise and said, the party had gone until 10 o'clock at night. All the adults and the children had gave him the gifts. The elders had given him money, and the other have given him the gifts. They had put Taehee on the bed and came to the room. The room was dark. Cook. They were scared as he heard a sound. They were shocked and he saw a candle light up, and then many candles started lighting up in the room. There was now seen Jungkook existing in the dark room. They smiled. Happy birthday, Mr. Taeyong, he said in a serious tone, while slowly holding Taeyong's hand. He smiled. Thanks. No one had ever celebrated my birthday like this, till now. They spoke with a joy in his heart. He smiled. Earlier, you didn't even have a husband like me. By the way, you had 4 or 5 affairs in Australia with whom you were serious too. I said 3 or 4. You have added an extra one. Now, I wasn't even that flirty. They said cutting him off with an annoyance. They're just my friends. I was just joking with you. They spoke angrily. My angry wifey. He spoke in a sweet tone, on which they started looking at him with an annoyance. Well, leave this affair circle. Don't you want a gift from your husband? Jungkook said while pressing his lips. You really bought a gift? They jumped up and said. Yes. He smiled and pressed his lips. So give me my gift. They spread his palm in front of him. In response, Jungkook took his palm and placed a kiss on his palm. They had pulled his hand away with a jolt. You're very bad. They spoke with fake anger, on which Jungkook smiled. This is for you, he had said while holding a small gift toward him. They smiled and quickly took the box from his hand. There was a sweet smile on his lips. They were surprised. There was a frame in the box that was upside down. They gently held the frame and spread it out. The picture was very complete. Finn was holding Taehi up. Both mother and daughter were looking laughing openly. Jungkook was sitting on the chair behind him, holding a cup of coffee. The picture was taken from a very beautiful angle. They was looking at him with his head raised in surprise and asked, Our family. He said and smiled. Rather, they was laugh openly. This man had driven Tae crazy. His habit of taking off the care of relationship had borne to him, and he had spoke slowly, laughed, and also make the angry. The man had tied Tae to him. I'm gonna die, they said slowly. Why did you die? May Almighty give me your share of that. Jungkook put his hand on Tae's lips and said in anger. They were shaken by his word. Those tears would start rolling from his eyes and hugged Jungkook's chest with a jolt. Jungkook smiled and wrapped his knife in his arm. It is not necessary to express love by speaking. Expression is what is done by action, like Taeyong and Jungkook, who without saying anything have started love each other's existence from the depth of their heart. His hands were wrapping around Tae's waist, and suddenly, Jungkook took Tae's delicate lips in his tight grip. They started to back away, sobbing, but this time they couldn't free himself from Jungkook's grip, and he started to feel the breath mixed with his own. Jungkook started to release himself. He placed his hand behind Tae's head. Tae, don't do this. I'm a fire. You can't bear me.